It's so messy, but it's all handmade and it feels special. This was 2016, so I started to work with leather in 2015. And these are the first projects that made me me.
In this bound thing is a whole year of work.
Yes, my whole senior year.
Is keeping together the beginning chapter 1 of MinaY.
Yeah. And at the beginning, in the opening, there's piscis. Vesica piscis. I've been saying it wrong in the video, so pardon my French. By accident, because I didn't measure this correctly. So this was supposed to line up with this. But later on, it turned out to be like better like this because Vesica piscis is from sacred geometry and symbolic. It's an accident, happy accident. And this is a hardware that I put together with 2 different types of hardware that was being sold. So it opens up like this. I'm so bad.
It's not bad.
It's like so raw.
Everyone feels that way about their early stuff.
So the date that I signed it is 22nd of April of 2016, 12:13. I'm assuming AM. And the first collection I've done, actually, none of these information is related to it because I didn't want to share the real way I've made these patterns with people. So I just put together a bunch of like stuff that I was interested in back in the day. Like I was reading a lot about Giza pyramids and Fibonacci, infinity sign, symbol. I don't know. A very cringy writing, and I'm gonna skip it.
It's always cringy when it's for school.
Oof, so cringy. I was like pushing it really hard.
Yeah.
So this is my sketchbook while I was making this project. So I was watching a documentary called Point Zero from YouTube. If I find it, I'll put it in the description where you can find it. And these are all from that. And these are the small figures, like the small models that I used to make. So I would know like how the real bag is gonna come out when I make it in a bigger size. So like there's some out of paper, some out of leather, and I actually have some of them right here. So this one is, yeah, looks like that. This is another one. Next. These are the fabric manipulation or leather manipulations that I was doing to test out how those were gonna come out. This is actually pretty neat. So this is all done with a single tool, and I call this Fibonacci because it's like a sunflower. It's just the same movement over and over until you get like this intricate pattern. But it takes long. Like this was the first time I've made it, and there's a Vesica piscis here. It's the 2 circles that are together. It's the first shape that the flower of life makes before it spreads out into a 7-petaled flower. It's pretty. Yeah, this is a different type of leather, same kind of manipulation. And then these are my micro drawings. I actually have these made in real life, so I'm going to show some of them. So this guy, actually these 2 were just featured in a book, and I should get the book soon, so maybe I'll show that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The person told me that they're going to send me a book, but who knows, you know. This is the manipulation that I showed before, but this took me like whole day. There's a Vesica in here. There's another one. I was really obsessed with this shape because it's so beautiful, and I already had a tattoo of it before I knew what it was, so it was like really special for me. And this backpack is like has a zipper that it took me forever to like make it work perfectly, but it works now. And then this one is this one. Wait, this is a pretty side. Ooh. This is a pretty side. Yeah, I call this Birds of Paradise. All these bags are hand stitched. And yeah. So the straps, the reason why I call it infinity is like the way that straps come over on top of each other. Maybe that was my thought process. I'm not so sure. And then these ones. So this one was a experimental. And then you wear it like this, and you put your arm through, and it just hangs down. It's ugly. I mean, not ugly, but like unfunctional. But it was a good try. And this was actually made with the first brush that I wore in my head, but now I wear the brush that my friend Kayla got me. This one I left it at home. Okay, this one's actually my favorite. Because this is the biggest one. Yeah. The same kind of manipulation. This actually feels like feathers. It's pretty.
It does look like feathers.
It was called Birds of Paradise, I think.
Wait, you just said the other one was Birds of Paradise.
They're both the same. I either call them Fibonacci or Birds of Paradise.
Oh, they have the same name?
Yeah, because I didn't know how to like go about like marketing my ideas. So I really don't remember like my thought process while doing these. Except I remember like I was really egoic about these designs. I was like, I'm the best. But I wasn't. I was an illusion. And the top part, spirals. This was a complex thing to put together, but this is all hand stitched. Yeah. Took about a day, maybe like 6 to 8 hours. I don't know. I worked slower back in the day, and this one is this one, which is the most like relatable to the designs that I'm doing right now. Well, don't fall. And at this point, you can tell that I'm getting bored of like drawing these because I drew all of them in the same day. I don't have this one, but I have this one. I took out the hardwares in this one. The second collection I made, the Liquid Rituals one, maybe I'll show that in a later episode, but that definitely stemmed from this one bag. This one, I actually gave it to my friend because it was a functional bag. I think it broke like the second time she used it, but that's fine. And then this is this one. Okay, this is kind of. So I took this idea further as well, and I made more bags related to this shape. But you put it like you put your arm through, and like the bag kind of hangs in the back. The reason why these are here because I was trying to do something else and it didn't work out, and I just decided to let it stay. That's that. And then this one is this guy, and it opens up like this. Unfinished threads, and yeah. They're really not functional bags, but you know, it was the first time I was figuring out how to make bags. Yeah, this is a page where I'm like demonstrating how this bag is worn. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, this is the infinity symbol. Like, there are infinity symbols everywhere in this collection. That's why it's called infinite. This is this one. All hand stitched, whip stitched. Traditional leatherworking technique. Some white paint. Love for my stars. Even though I did a good job making these, the reason why I made it is very weird. Okay, so this is the first prototype I've made, and this is my sketchbook for it. What is it? Love for my stars. So these are my patterns to make these. This is a final version. I actually made these. It was nice. It was a fun project. This was very ambitious. I couldn't make that one, but I tried. And then these are the three-dimensional ones. I mean, the real ones that I've made.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you. And this is like the making process.
Do you still have that thing?
No, I gave this to my friend.
Oh, bummer.
I know. And this is the other one. This is actually like so cool, and I worked so hard on that, and I gave it away. And I don't think the person I gave it to ever used it. Upside down. It's a pin to put on your bags. It was a more heavyweight one. These are like hand cut, and then
It looks kind of like rocks and mountains.
yeah, like I call these like lightning bolts. This was a lightning bolt. This is a star.
I like the star.
Yeah, I can make you one. My shoes.
Wow.
So I don't know, weird. My shoes. Actually, one of my teachers was like, "These shoes are like impossible to make," and I was like, "You can't doubt my ideas." And I like snapped at him. And then the next week, when he came in, he brought me a pen set from Italy to say sorry. And I thought that was really sweet. I love that teacher. Like, without that teacher, his name was Scott. Without him, my marker skills would never be as good. These are all come from the same patterning technique that I used on the other ones. The marker drawing of the stars. I feel like this is such a pretty shoe, and this was the one that my teacher was like, "This will never be made." And I'm like, "This is really easy to make." More pins. More pins. Free falling. This was like, I have to add a project in, so I'm just gonna whip out 5 more shoes. Leftovers. So what would I do with like leftover leather is like, these kinds of stuff, obviously they would never work, but I needed to fill up this portfolio.
Your thing's cool.
Yeah, I feel like these would be cool out of metal.
Yeah.
But never, I mean, what is this? This would never be able to be made. And this would be dangerous. Little.
Yeah, if it was metal.
Ugly hands. Oh yeah, this is the part that I've done with my friend. So she was a ready-to-wear she was a ready-to-wear major, I think. So I made these headpieces, and this was in like freezing weather in Central Park. And she made this dress. My friend Caroline.
Cool.
And these are the sketches of the headpieces. Oh, yes. Water flows and finds its path. This was my original collection until I found that idea about a week before the first semester ended. So I actually made these bags. These are photos. This one I gave it to my aunt. This one I still have. I don't know where it is though. And this is my sketchbook for it. It's like pretty not me, but I needed to make a project, so I did it. And this is the first time that I carved leather and filled something in.
Cool.
So this would I made it wanted it to look like wood, and then water, just like flowing. and then more manipulations on that technique. My sketches are so bad for these because I couldn't figure out how to perspectively draw this bag. And even though it's so simple, it's just a rectangle. I don't know, maybe I was just bored and like very uninspired. Because you can see like my shoe sketches and how inspired I was to make them. And then I come to these and I'm like,
I don't think these are bad. These look good to me.
I like this one because it's cool. Like it has a ring around like a classic shoe. I don't know. I forgot the name of this design. Yeah, my business cards, old ones. Okay, this is the funniest part in my opinion.
Those are cool clips.
Thank you. So this part is all the Illustrator, like Adobe Illustrator flats. Within Parsons, you have to make flats for everything. Clearly, you can see I was not interested in using Adobe Illustrator at all. So all of them are just look really bad. Just really, really bad. But I did it. It's there. I hated it, but I finished it. It's all there. Cool.
Cool. Nice paper.
Thank you. And that's it. That was it. That's my whole year in one book. Oh.
So in that year, do you do other work for other classes, or is this all you have to do?
I had 17 credits in my final year, so I had a lot of other classes. I was also going to Scott's class, like extra. So I had a lot. Also, I was doing Soul Cycle like 3 times a week.
Wow.
And weightlifting and pole dancing with 17 credits and a thesis year. I was on a high horse, you know? I was like, I don't know. It was a weird time of my life.
Yeah.
I'm happy now. Maybe. Am I? I don't know. Thank you for watching. Oh, that was so bad. Okay. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my old work. Have a good night.